San Diego's tax hike for hotels and short-term rentals goes into effect today.
Plus, the proposed ADU regulations being considered today.
Oh my God, it's about time. Like, that is so disgusting.
Tijuana's wastewater treatment plant is working once again, but will that help the South Bay sewage crisis? And controversy as La Jolla takes another step towards becoming its own city. It's 6 a.m. on Thursday, May 1st, and you're up with CBS 8. Thank you so much for being here at 6 a.m. on your Thursday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Nada Irampour. Glad you're with us here. And each morning, you know, the clouds have been with us too. So
right.
At least they've been clearing, which has been nice.
Yeah.
May 1st, we begin May Gray here in San Diego.
There it goes. It started a little early. Pretty much every day this week we've had April gray.
That's right.
And it looks like as we start off May, there is going to be no change in that. The question on hand is consistently, when will the clouds break apart? Right now, we expect that to happen right around 9 a.m., which means between now and then, we'll continue with a lot of gray out by the coast and inland, and then closer to 9, 10 a.m., we should be transitioning slowly to sunshine. If you're farther east, that transition might happen a little earlier. At least our temperatures are a bit more mild, mostly in the 50s as opposed to the 40s or 30s. Those clouds tend to act like a blanket for us. So coming up, we'll talk about how those clouds could also be producing some rain into this upcoming weekend and how much we can expect in just a bit. Back to you.
Evan, thank you very much. San Diego's hotel tax set to increase today.
The tax, known as Measure C, was approved by voters back in 2020. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live in the gas lamp corridor with the latest on this. Good morning to you, Regina.
Good morning, Eric and Netta. Well, the city actually estimates this tax will generate $82 million just with fiscal year 2026 and $1.4 billion within the first 10 years. Now, this tax applies to anyone who is staying 30 days or less, and that includes hotels, RVs, short-term rentals. But it's been a few years since a transient occupancy tax got approved, and it does seem like it's in the middle as the city is dealing with a budget deficit. Now, before today, the TOT rate in San Diego was 10.5%. It will now be divided in 3 sections. So here is sort of the breakdown of what that looks like. The hotels closest to the convention center will see the highest tax percentage at 13.75%. The 2 other sectors will be taxed at 12.75% and 11.75%. According to the city, for the first 5 years of the increased tax, nearly 60% of that revenue will go towards the convention center's improvements and operations, while 41% will go towards homelessness, including shelter and support programs. Then, for the next 5 years, the same percentage will go to the convention center, but only 31% of the efforts will be used for homelessness prevention, setting aside a percentage for street repairs. The city treasurer sent letters last month to property management companies notifying them of the TOT rate increase. So the TOT rate increase was passed through Measure C, but faced legal challenges that pushed back its implementation. So following years of legal battle, it has now been enacted. So back out here again, this is for people who are staying 30 days or less, and that includes RVs, hotels, motels, and short-term rentals. Eric and Etta, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Regina, thank you for the details there. New regulations on accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs, could soon appear in front of San Diego's City Council. Today, the San Diego Planning Commission voting on whether or not to recommend approving or denying the new regulations. They would limit the number of these ADUs that can be built in one area, as well as remove some zones from being able to participate in the city's home density bonus program. This would decrease the number of ADUs that can be built in the city. Several rallies are planned today for International Workers' Day. It's also known as May Day. On this May 1st, the union, UFCW Local 135, will rally with healthcare workers at UC San Diego Medical Center in Hillcrest. That starts at 8 a.m. They will then march to Balboa Park for a rally with unions from all across San Diego by 11:30 this morning. Several organizations will also rally at Chicano Park. That starts at 4:30 p.m. Finally, a rally for worker and immigrant rights will be held at Waterfront Park downtown at 6 p.m.
This morning, Mexico's sewage treatment plant is finally operational again.
This facility shut down back in 2020 due to repairs, so it is now processing waste, but bordering beaches, as we know, remain closed. CBS 8's Chris Groh joining us live in Imperial Beach to explain why this fix falls short of ending the crisis. Chris.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, so this is going to help, but essentially it's not really enough. There still is required a lot of work to be done with not only the wastewater plant that is in Mexico, but also the one that is on our side of the border. But this is positive progress. And so let's go over exactly what is being done here with this sewage plant that's been offline really since 2020. And it wasn't that it took 5 years for it to actually be repaired. In fact, what happened was that there was a number of delays. Construction on repairs didn't begin until last year, and then completion deadlines were pushed back all the way till September to this month, and all of the while raw sewage continuing to flow through the Pacific. Now, the plant can only treat 18 million gallons of sewage daily, and officials estimate that 20 to 40 million gallons will still pollute South Bay waters. So that will still be going in there. As for the work that is being done right now, we know that the EPA secretary did pay a visit. We know that Congress has secured over $600 million to fix and to double the capacity of the wastewater treatment plant on our side of the border. But those who work on this issue that have been doing this for decades are continuing to say that there's still more work that needs to be done, that there are too many facets of our community, from not only the people who live here, the people who use these beaches, but also the Navy SEALs who train nearby, that are impacted by this. We spoke with Serge Dedina, who is the former mayor of Imperial Beach, but is also the executive director of Wild Coast. Here's what he had to say.
Let our Navy SEALs get sick and our Border Patrol agents get sick and our kids get sick because someone forgot to get a wrench and fix a valve in Tijuana. So we've got to really push Mexico to do a lot more.
And while, of course, Coronado Beach is under advisory right now, most of the beaches that stretch north here from Imperial Beach, including Imperial Beach, have been closed due to, obviously, the levels of sewage that are in the water, though do not be surprised if we still see some of those surfers, those lifers, if you will, that have been doing this for quite some time, who continue to take that risk. Eric and Netta?
Chris Groh reporting live there. Appreciate that, Chris. New this morning, the push to make La Jolla its own city is moving forward. The San Diego Local Agency Formation Commission, known as LAFCO, says the Association for the City of La Jolla collected enough signatures. The association says there will now be an official investigation to study how the separation would impact La Jolla and the city of San Diego. Advocates say a secession would allow for more local governance and control. However, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria takes issue with the latest development. In a statement, he says, quote, today's announcement by LAFCO reversing the San Diego County Registrar of Voters' certification of insufficiency regarding La Jolla secession is outrageous. The registrar previously determined over 2,000 signatures were invalid. The association was given more time to collect signatures. The mayor says the city will issue a formal letter of objection and will explore legal options.
All right, 6:08 here, Thursday morning. And, you know, the clouds, we're so used to it all.
Right,
it's
yes,
all
we
good.
are.
I'm just saying the afternoons, I cannot resist the beach.
They've been the best.
It's so tempting to just
Fantastic.
Calling us there.
Yeah.
It's just a little chilly, where I'd say like the long sleeve comes in handy,
Right.
because if you're out there at 4 or 5 p.m., it tends to get a little cooler, a little cloudier. So. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, something to watch for over the next several hours is going to be this climb from the mid-50s and upper 50s, where we're at right now, relatively mild, to the 60s and 70s by the afternoon. Still hoping to break 70 across our inland valleys. Along the coast, mostly mid-60s, partly cloudy skies. And remember, close to sunrise and sunset, those clouds tend to make an appearance. So right now, we're not going to see much of a sunrise view thanks to the gray out there. And then closer to sunset, we tend to see those clouds push back in. Along the mountains and deserts, that's going to be our best opportunity to enjoy more and more of the sunshine all throughout the day. Upper 60s across the mountains, low 90s for the deserts. April's over, and with it, we saw temperatures mostly close to normal. I mean, average afternoon high was within about 1.5 degrees. It was 1.3 degrees cooler on our average afternoon high, about 2/10 of a degree warmer on our overnight low. And our precipitation, unsurprisingly, it's been the case for pretty much every month in the water year, but it was below normal. We're hoping to see those numbers climb, our precipitation numbers, and it looks like by the time we get to Sunday, that's going to be our next best opportunity for rain in the forecast. That chance for rain climbs to about 45%, starts to drop down on the back end, meaning that it's pretty much that single day that we're most concerned about, but the bookends, Saturday and Monday, seem to show a chance for rain as well. As that rain comes about, temperatures will slide, clouds reconvene, and wind picks up, and then on the back end next week, ridge of high pressure builds, helps to take us into the above average range. Let's talk about traffic. There's one thing I want to take you to. It has popped up just a few minutes ago, and it's a stalled vehicle. It's the exit ramp from the 5 northbound to the 8 eastbound, where you have the shoulder blocked with that stalled vehicle. It's not causing any major backups right now. We're also seeing that midspan Coronado Bridge is slowing down. Checking in on your border wait times right now as we head through the morning commute. It looks like we've been looking at a 90-minute wait at the San Ysidro port of entry. We'll, of course, keep you up to date here as well as on our website at cbs8.com/traffic.